nutrition feels confusing, stressful, or exhausting, it's probably not because you lack discipline. It's because most nutrition advice is extreme, and extremes don't work long-term. Most adults I work with have tried lots of diets. Low carb, low fat, counting everything, cutting everything. They might work for a short window, but eventually energy drops, cravings raise, training feels harder, and consistency falls apart. Most people blame themselves. That's the wrong conclusion. The problem isn't willpower. The problem is that most diets are built around restriction, not sustainability. After 40, your body needs enough fuel, predictable inputs, and support for recovery and stress. Extreme approaches ignore all of that and most likely add stress. When food intake gets too low for too long, recovery suffers, hormones take a hit, training quality drops, and cravings increase. That's not a lack of discipline, that's your body responding appropriately. For most adults over 40, nutrition doesn't need to be extreme, but it does need to be intentional. The first priority is protein. Not perfect macros, not tracking every gram, just enough protein spread across the day to support muscle, recovery, and appetite. A simple target for this for most people is 1 to 2 palm-sized portions of protein at each meal. For some people, that looks like 3 meals with a solid protein anchor or 2 meals with a protein-forward snack. Protein matters because it preserves muscle, improves recovery, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps regulate appetite. When protein is too low, everything feels harder. The second priority is vegetables, not because they're magical, they are, but because they add volume, fiber, and micronutrients. Most meals should include 1 to 2 fist-sized servings. This supports digestion, fullness, and consistency without over-restriction. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They're clean eating, but they're not eating enough. If you're training, stressed, and busy, chronic undereating will eventually stall progress. Fuel matters. The final priority is consistency, not rigid schedules, just predictable eating most days. Consistency reduces decision fatigue and stabilizes energy. One more thing that often gets overcomplicated is water. Hydration matters, but not in the way social media makes it sound. Most adults don't need a gallon a day or constant tracking or fancy electrolyte stacks at every meal. What they need is regular fluid intake throughout the day, clear or light colored urine most of the time, and a little extra around training, heat, or long days. Hydration supports digestion, appetite regulation, energy, and performance, but it doesn't replace nutrition, and it doesn't fix undereating, poor sleep, or chronic stress. Simple and consistent is enough. If your nutrition plan makes you anxious, is hard to sustain socially, requires constant tracking, and leaves you tired or irritable, it's probably not the right plan. The clients who make the most progress aren't eating perfectly. They're eating consistently. They know how to fuel themselves without stress, and that's what allows progress to compound. In the next lesson, I'll talk about recovery and why sleep and stress matter more than most people realize. If this helped, watch the next video or follow along here. Nutrition shouldn't control your life, it should support it. Fuel your body, support recovery, fuel your potential.